Welcome to Brainetainment, your go-to channel for all things intriguing, educational and mind-boggling. Today we delve into the world of virology, focusing on one of the most feared diseases known to mankind, rabies. This is not your average cold or flu, but a disease that strikes terror into the hearts of many, with a reputation that precedes it. Rabies, a viral disease that mainly affects the nervous system, is known for its alarmingly high fatality rate. It's a silent predator, often lying dormant before launching its deadly attack. It's this unpredictability and severity that make rabies one of the most terrifying diseases out there. For those in the medical field, understanding rabies is not just important, it's essential. It's a disease that demands respect and thorough knowledge to combat effectively. So buckle up and prepare for a journey into the chilling world of rabies. Stay tuned as we uncover the chilling facts about rabies, the silent but deadly virus. Rabies, a word that sends shivers down our spine. But what exactly is rabies? Let's dive deep and unveil the mystery. Rabies is a viral disease primarily transmitted through the bite or scratch of an infected animal. The causative agent is the rabies virus, a member of the lyssavirus genus. This virus is unique as it has a bullet-like shape and is armed with a single-stranded RNA. Once it enters the body, it targets the nervous system, leading to a severe and often fatal inflammation of the brain and spinal cord, known as encephalomyelitis. Now you might be wondering, how common is rabies? Despite significant advancements in medicine, rabies remains a major global concern. Every year it claims approximately 59,000 human lives worldwide, with most cases occurring in Asia and Africa. The primary victims are children under the age of 15. The most common transmitters of rabies are domestic dogs, responsible for about 99% of human rabies cases. However, it's important to remember that rabies can affect all mammals. It's also found in wild animals like bats, raccoons, skunks, and foxes. In fact, in some parts of the world, including North America and Europe, these wild animals are the primary sources of rabies. The geographical distribution of rabies is vast. It is present on every continent except Antarctica. Certain areas, such as parts of Africa and Asia, have a higher prevalence due to the large population of stray dogs and lack of effective vaccination programs. Rabies is not just another viral disease. It has a near 100% fatality rate once symptoms appear, making it one of the deadliest diseases known to mankind. This, coupled with its ability to affect all mammals, makes rabies a truly terrifying threat. With such a high fatality rate and its ability to affect all mammals, rabies indeed poses a terrifying threat. Once the rabies virus enters the body, it sets off on a deadly journey. The course of rabies is a chilling, drawn-out process. The virus doesn't rush, it takes its time. This is the incubation period, which can last anywhere from a few weeks to several months, sometimes even up to a year. The virus is slowly but surely making its way to the brain, traveling up the peripheral nerves. This stealthy approach allows it to evade the immune system, hunkering down in the nervous tissue where the body's defenses can't easily reach it. Once it reaches the central nervous system, the virus makes a beeline for the brain. This is when symptoms start to appear. Initially, it may seem like a simple case of the flu, fever, headache, and general weakness or discomfort, but then the disease takes a sinister turn. As the virus proliferates in the brain, it causes inflammation or encephalitis. This leads to more severe symptoms, including anxiety, confusion, hallucinations, and insomnia. The person may also become hyperactive or agitated and may even exhibit bizarre or aggressive behavior. The virus also affects the person's ability to swallow, often leading to an irrational fear of water, a condition known as hydrophobia. This is a telltale sign of rabies, and it's where the disease gets its name. Rabies is derived from a Latin word that means to rage or rave, a nod to the terrifying symptoms it induces. As the disease progresses, the person may experience periods of calm and lucidity, only to be followed by episodes of extreme agitation and aggression. Eventually, the disease leads to paralysis and finally death. What makes rabies uniquely horrifying is its path, its slow, methodical journey up the nervous system, all the while hidden from the immune system. And by the time symptoms appear, it's usually too late. The virus has reached the brain, and the disease has become almost invariably fatal. The virus's journey to the brain, leading to fatal encephalitis, is a chilling testament to its deadly nature. In the face of such a deadly disease, what hope do we have for treatment and prevention, you may wonder? Well, let's delve into the murky waters of rabies treatment and prevention, a critical aspect of battling this frightful disease. The stark reality is that we currently lack a cure for rabies once symptoms start to manifest. This makes it one of the few diseases with an almost 100% fatality rate after the onset of symptoms, a chilling fact indeed. However, the story doesn't end in despair. The medical world has a powerful weapon against this disease, known as post-exposure prophylaxis, or PEP. This treatment is given after a potential exposure to rabies and involves a series of vaccinations. The first dose is administered as soon as possible after exposure, followed by additional doses on the 3rd, 7th and 14th days. PEP is crucial because it can prevent the virus from reaching the nervous system, where it wreaks its deadly havoc. But what about prevention? Vaccination plays a pivotal role here. Both humans and animals can be vaccinated against rabies. For humans, pre-exposure vaccination is recommended for people at high risk, such as veterinarians, animal handlers, and travelers to rabies endemic areas. For animals, especially pets like dogs and cats, regular vaccination is key to breaking the chain of transmission and protecting our furry friends from this fatal disease. On a global scale, efforts are being made to control and eliminate rabies. These include mass vaccination of dogs, public education about the disease, and improving access to PEP in areas where rabies is common. These strategies are making a significant impact, but much more needs to be done to eradicate this disease completely. So, in the grim shadow of rabies, there is a beacon of hope. The key to fighting rabies lies in prevention, for once symptoms appear, the end is almost always fatal. But with vigilance, vaccination and global efforts, we can turn the tide against this terrifying disease. Rabies is not just a disease of the body, but it also leaves a lasting impact on our societies and economies. Let's take a closer look at the socio-economic fallout of this formidable disease. The cost of rabies prevention and treatment is far from negligible. Each year, billions are spent worldwide on post-exposure prophylaxis. That's the treatment given after a potential exposure to the virus to prevent the disease from developing. This includes the cost of the vaccine, the immunoglobulin, and the hospital stay. But the financial burden doesn't stop there. Consider the cost of vaccinating domestic animals, primarily dogs, the most common transmitter of the disease to humans. Then, there's the cost of controlling and eliminating stray dog populations, another significant expense. And we mustn't forget the loss of livestock to rabies, a considerable blow to farmers and local economies. Moving beyond the economic, the public health impact of rabies is substantial. Despite being preventable, rabies claims the lives of tens of thousands of people each year, predominantly in Asia and Africa. This loss of life is a tragedy that ripples outwards, affecting families and communities. And then there's the psychological toll. Imagine the fear and anxiety that grips a community when a case of rabies is confirmed. Parents worry about their children playing outside. Pet owners are on high alert. The stress and worry can be all-consuming, casting a dark shadow over daily life. The impact of rabies is far-reaching, infiltrating every level of society. From the strain on healthcare systems and economies to the heartache and fear experienced by individuals and communities, the ramifications of this disease are profound. So while we may think of rabies as a disease that affects the body, it's clear that its impact is not confined to the physical realm. It's a multifaceted problem that requires a comprehensive approach to tackle effectively. The shadow of rabies looms large, affecting not just individuals but entire communities. In our journey today, we've unveiled the chilling reality of rabies. We've dissected its nature, the course it takes, and the devastating impact it can have. We've learned that rabies, once symptoms appear, is almost always fatal, making it one of the most terrifying diseases known to mankind. We've also discovered the importance of early treatment, the power of vaccination, and the critical role that awareness plays in preventing the spread of this deadly virus. Remember, the best weapon against rabies is prevention. Through vaccination of domestic animals, control of stray populations, and quick medical response after potential exposure. Let's not underestimate the power of knowledge in this fight. By understanding rabies, we can protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our communities. Rabies, a silent killer, reminds us of the constant battle between mankind and viruses. Remember, knowledge is power and prevention is the key. Thank you for joining us on Braintainment. Don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening content.